It's YouTube Wednesday. A lamppost. All right, we are making a lamppost. Actually, this is kind of it seems like a very simple build. It could be stylized any way that you want, but kind of a lot goes into this engineering to make a temporary lamppost, and this one had to be mobile. I'm actually doing this for a theater production, so I'm starting with a 5-gallon bucket. That's going to be the base of my lamppost, and I'll be putting a couple different holes in it. This is the light that's going to be for the top of my lamppost. I put a couple different holes in it to make sure I can get all the wiring through after I weigh down that base. So I always just make sure everything works as soon as possible, and then kind of every step of the way I continue to test just to make sure that everything is still functioning properly. This is, now on some of this, you're gonna see me use my laser, but don't sweat that because this is a very simple project. It could be hand cut. And maybe I shouldn't set it down on all this raffia that's sitting right here because I'm testing it to see if it gets hot. I'll move the raffia a few inches away. So what I was doing there was I was testing that light fixture for heat. Been warm to the touch. Aluminum is great as a heat sink. And that is why I let it sit for 10 minutes to make sure it doesn't get too hot up there on top of the lamp. It is an LED bulb, but sometimes resistance happens. We're gonna go 16 inches. This will be the bottom of the lamp post. This will fit over the top of the pipe like a socket. This will fit inside of here, and then I'll fill this with a weighty material. So I have to make a hole up top for that. You see my monster hole bit. If this bucket doesn't spin on me, that'd be insane. That's what normally happens. All right, so now I've got a nice hole, and I need to get the power cord through the lamppost, through the base, and then out the side. That's a lot of the math I'm accounting for, getting this pipe into that pipe. I'm gonna find a hole saw that matches this. So in the bucket, this is gonna go through here and meet up with this pipe. The extension cord for the lamp goes all the way down and out here, which will kick out the back side of the lamppost. Then I can get it out there to plug it in, because all of the connections will be inside of the pipe. The lamp will be up top. It'll be plugged into an extension cord. The extension cord goes through and then out the bottom. And I'm just doing everything that I can to facilitate extension cord being fairly easy to extract. Looks like I'm happy with it. I'm putting the bucket onto a base, because the bucket's going to be weighed down, it's going to be heavy. So it'll be a lot easier to move this lamppost on a square board with a dolly rather than trying to move, a round bucket on a dolly. I'm going to add weight to this, like 40, 50 pounds. When I do that, it's going to be hard to carry. So you'll put it on a dolly, and I've removed the handle, and it's upside down. So if I want to put it on a dolly, I want a flat edge to put that dolly up against and to lift from. Not the round where the base could still be rolled. I'm going to hot glue this down. Then I'm going to put some screws in this lip to help hold it down. This is the first thing I will actually hot glue is this piece right to there. I'll hot glue that first. So I am gluing together. I'll let that cool, and then I'll flip it and do the other side. Our 2 pipes, because I'm about to fill this with concrete or plaster or something heavy, and I do not want that concrete or plaster to go into those pipes and mess up where I'm trying to align them. All right, now see, I've got a tube that goes in the top and it connects to the tube that comes out the side. Those are all friends.
So I've imported my file into Lightroom. Set my settings already for EVA, get my clear outline. So we have our item traced. We're gonna remove the blocky bit, delete that because we don't need it. Zoom in and make sure that there's nothing we need to adjust, and everything else looks good. We are within our size frame. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some EVA onto the laser and get us set up to cut. So I already have my laser set up for the size EVA. I'm going to put it in here, level it up, and pour it.
And this is just EVA foam that we're using. We have a Thunder laser. We use it a lot for cutting fabric, for cutting foam, for all kinds of stuff. We love it. It speeds up the process. It's not necessary, but it's kind of a cool tool, and I thought I would share it with you guys. If you want to go simpler, buy $4 frames from the dollar store to make yourself a topper out of something. You certainly can do that. A square lamppost is fine. I wanted that London look. And what this does is this gets it to the point where you can just kind of peel it out. You could cut it all the way through, but then it's hard to get out of the machine. This is overhead fluorescent lights. This is the diffuser that you put on those big fluorescent lights. And I chose to use this for the glass, in quotation marks, in order to make this lantern. Because, you know, you want that nice diffused light. And the laser cuts this acrylic beautifully, but it also cuts just fine with the razor. And these are simple shapes.
Oh, it's a clean cut. That's nice. So you can cut this with a razor knife. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
You can also use a plastic cutting blade in a jigsaw. That works great, or a Dremel.
I'm not going to suggest you cut lace work, you know, with an X-Acto, but this stuff, no problem. So now I'm putting another hole in the top of this base, and that other hole
Pouring in concrete.
is so that I can pour in the concrete, because right now this is a sealed bucket. Oh, I'm screwing in, and I'm making sure that I'm putting screws in to the empty space.
Don't puncture the center pipe.
So that when I pour the plaster or concrete in, it's got
3 screws in on each side.
a grip.
These are going to hold the concrete, but the concrete's going to grab onto these, and that holds the base onto the concrete pad.
Okay.
And that way it's not just going to break up and be a loose ball inside of there. It actually has grab, and it has basically rebar. All right, if you see, that was me testing my zip tie trick. I'm going to put a folded zip tie in later, and that's how I'll be able to fish out the plug.
All right, so now we are ready for concrete. We're going to go with Rue, because Rue is mixing plaster, and I'm going to mix up some crap I've got in the bucket over here. Let's see what we've got. Pretend this is Quikrete. It's not, but if it should be, because that's the cheapest kind of like stone weight there is. This is pottery plaster, because I have a bunch of it.
So with the cord in place, I'm pretty close to adding
How
weight
heavy do you think this is going to be after plaster?
This should be, if I use the whole bag in this, about 70 pounds.
And I just needed a good weighted base.
This first batch, I'm really only making enough to seal the bottom and to hopefully seal that pipe. Then I can do subsequent batches that can be a little runnier. This one was thick, but I didn't want it to leak. It's kind of like making fried chicken. You want to keep a clean hand and then have a gloopy hand.
I filled the bottom up almost all the way. The more weight that's down there, the taller I can make my lamppost.
You think it's evened out?
Yep.
Okay. I want to wait for it to harden, but I can move on to building the head.
I didn't realize how well you could see just a little bit of light coming through the bucket. You can kind of see how full it is. That's cool. These are my EVA foam frames that I am gluing in. I'm using hot glue. I'm gluing on the diffuser plates, and then I will glue all of them together to make my lamppost. I'm angle cutting those at a 45, so when I put them all together, I get a nice tight corner. That's kind of important. And these 4 pieces are what I thought I could use for my top. And I did end up using these pieces, but I ended up only using 3 of them. The top of this, I just couldn't get the math to work, and it wasn't a big deal because no one is going to look 10 feet up in the air and see the top of this lamppost. So, you can see there, 3 made it pretty good sized. So that's what worked the best. Got these guys together. Okay, so this is, we're mounting the light onto like a collar so that collar can go on top of the pipe. And I'm just making sure that the base fits, the light fits. What do I have to take off of the light? And I will do a test here in a moment to see how the fixture looks and how well it fits down inside of there. But like that's the lamppost top, you know, pretty much done. And now we're going to feed that down in there. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, I'm making a new lamppost top, I guess. And look, 3. See that? I put a base plate on the top of it, and that just sits on top of there. It looks angled. It's fine. No one's going to notice. This is too big. The light won't start till about here. I want this whole thing to be lit up. I just cut off this piece of the light so it would fit better in there. And I'm going around with pliers and I'm bending over this edge just so it's not sharp. And then I'll be able to clamp that down again with pliers. I'm just re-rolling that edge. You might not buy this exact same light fixture. You might already have something. And by all means use that. This is what I'm doing because this is what I bought. It's all subjective. This little step here is taking a while longer, but this is what I want to do. So it's just blocking less of that light coming out. All right, there we go. I know that's pretty safe, all things considered. Okay, it is feed it through time. So that sits there, and then that collar will slide down to the bottom of that pipe pretty much. Let's feed the cord through and all that. Get that lined up. And see now how little of that metal is going to be in the way? That I think is acceptable. Is it amazing? Maybe not, but it's certainly acceptable. And I would look at that and say, lamppost, street light, got it. Let's paint this base. Remember, the base has been weighted and the base has been set up to accept the cord all the way through. There's actually a color of paint called lamppost black. This isn't it. That's just black. I'm going to put a collar on the bottom, a little EVA foam collar around the base of that in order to help hold that top head on and not make it, let it slide down. I think I'm cutting that ring right now. I'm kind of shaping the foam to put the curl in it. There we go. And then I'm making that black. I decided to hand paint the sides of the lamp. I should have painted that before I put it together, yes, but that's not how I do things. I'm hand painting that so that I don't get overspray on the lens. This is a piece of just metal airline piping that we've had laying around the shop forever, and I just try to use it whenever I can. I think it'll make a nice lamppost. I think this is 8 or 9 feet tall, and there's Alex cutting something. I think that's going to be like a barbel that goes through. But I don't know. Or we just wanted a shot of Alex cutting something because Alex is awesome. So we're cutting the top of the lid here, and I'm going to put this plastic egg on because a lot of these have like a decorative finial, and that is the finial that I have chosen. It will be black. Don't worry. See? That looks more lampposty, doesn't it? And I'm putting mylar or aluminum foil in the top of the lid to reflect the light back down, because that light bulb does shine straight up, and then that mylar top is going to shoot that light down. So the cord is fed through, no problem. We have a lamppost. I'm kind of happy and surprised that that worked so well and so easy. I think I'm realizing now that I will need a ladder to get the rest of this done, as it is now everything I need to do is up in the air. We're shimming it. So this is going to be a shim piece I'm going to glue to the pipe up there, because that socket is big enough to slide over this and that, and then I won't have as much lean on the head of it. This is a ring to go around and support where the head ends up landing. And then
This is the shim for the bottom that I've painted black. And I'm gonna put that in now.
The post that goes into the pipe in the bottom, it's a little bit bigger, but also I don't want that pipe to go down in there and cut that cord. Remember that cord's down there at the bottom. That's why the pipe inside, it's stuck into that center tube a little bit to make sure that the lamp post itself doesn't cut that cord and the cord has protection. This is another collar piece that goes on to the lamppost to tell it how far to slide down. So this will break apart into 3 pieces for, storage and use. The theater that this went to, they actually have decided to use this as their ghost light, so it always stays on. Glad I tested it for heat.
It's a lamppost.
Go make stuff in the dark. So this lamp turned out great. I'm very happy with it. I think it looks good, and it has a happy home at a theater.